Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means refusing to let what you can't control define you. The Stoics knew that power comes not from holding on, but from choosing what deserves your energy. When you're clinging to what no longer serves you, an argument, a person, a failure, you're not protecting your strength. You're leaking it. Detachment is not about indifference. It's about strategic focus. It's about drawing a hard line between what's yours to command and what's not. You don't have to win every battle. You have to stop fighting the ones that don't matter. Modern life convinces you that the tighter you hold on, the more secure you are. But the Stoic doesn't cling. He calculates. He observes the storm but never becomes it. He lets go not to escape reality, but to face it better equipped. You let go of insult so it doesn't rot your mind. You let go of people who drain you, not out of hate, but because your clarity matters more than their chaos. Detachment isn't emotional withdrawal, it's emotional discipline. The decision to carry only what strengthens you and to leave behind everything that doesn't. You've been taught that caring means holding on, but caring without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. The Stoic doesn't abandon responsibility, he just redefines it. You're not responsible for how others react. You're responsible for your response. Detachment gives you space to think before you move, to watch without absorbing, to feel without drowning. The moment you stop reacting to everything, you regain control. You become a witness, not a puppet. This doesn't mean you stop loving, stop dreaming, or stop pushing forward. It means you stop expecting the world to meet you halfway. It means you walk your path without needing applause, without demanding fairness, without chasing closure. The Stoic trains his mind to resist the temptation of over-attachment. Because attachment breeds fear, fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. And fear is the leash that weakens your mind. The more detached you become, the more dangerous you are to anything that seeks to control you. There's a shift that happens when you stop needing things to go your way. That shift is power. You're no longer at the mercy of circumstances or people or outcomes. You've built your mindset to be immune, not to emotion, but to emotional sabotage. When someone disrespects you, you don't chase their validation. When plans fall apart, you don't spiral. You recenter. That's the strength Stoics cultivated, an internal empire that couldn't be shaken from the outside. This isn't easy. It takes repetition, it takes silence, and it takes letting go of who you thought you needed to be. The Stoic doesn't cling to titles, praise, or temporary control. He walks away from arguments not because he's weak, but because the fight is beneath him. That's a different kind of dominance, one that doesn't need to prove itself. Before we go deeper, think about this. If you've ever found power in silence or clarity in walking away, you're already living a part of this philosophy. So if you're serious about mastering your inner world and turning Stoic detachment into a weapon of focus, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell. You're not just watching, you're training. Now you start to realize, letting go doesn't strip you of strength. It reveals where your true strength lies. You don't let go because you've given up. You let go because you've chosen not to be ruled by chaos. And that includes the chaos inside you. The need to prove something to others? Let it go. The urge to win every conversation? Drop it. The craving for recognition from people who barely understand you? Irrelevant. The Stoic doesn't need the world to understand his silence because he understands its value. When you let go, your mind becomes lighter, sharper. You're not carrying unnecessary weight. You begin to act, not react. You see the game clearly without needing to play every move. People mistake your calm for weakness, But that's only because they've never experienced what it's like to be unaffected. Real power is quiet. Real control isn't loud. It's in the decision not to respond, not to chase, not to beg. It's in knowing that what's yours can't be taken, and what isn't was never worth the fight. Most people live in reaction mode. They're triggered by comments, addicted to outcomes, and obsessed with control. That's not living, it's survival. But the Stoic chooses differently. He responds with intention. He watches, listens, and waits, not because he's passive, but because he's precise. Detachment gives you that precision. You stop rushing decisions, you stop fearing disapproval, and you stop needing things to happen on your timeline. In detachment, there's freedom. You're no longer chained to expectations that were never yours to carry. You stop performing for people who would never applaud. You begin building your inner fortress, not to block people out, but to protect your clarity within. When you're no longer reactive, life slows down. Your attention sharpens. You spot what others miss. You hear what others ignore, and you rise, not with noise, but with purpose. That's Stoic detachment. Not coldness, not numbness, but a conscious decision to master your space. When you let go of what doesn't serve you, you make room for what does. Your mind clears. Your focus returns. And suddenly, you're not driven by the noise of the world, but by the discipline of your own values. That's when people notice. Not because you're loud, but because your silence is intentional. Your presence speaks before you do. That's the power of detachment. It isn't a strategy to escape life. It's how you rise above the parts of it that want to consume you. This is why Stoic detachment isn't about withdrawal, it's about clarity. It's a sharpened edge, a filtered mind, a life lived by design, not default. The more you let go, the more you own yourself. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to that's weakening you? And more importantly, what would happen if you finally let it go? That's the question most never face. But you're not most people. You're here for something deeper, something real, and the next move is yours.